Hey, it's Flan. On the latest expansion of Digimon TCG released in the West, also known as EX8 Chains of Liberation, Bandai released what they called the Mineral OTK deck, and I was really interested in it. You have this new Exodia-like Digimon with the potential to wipe out your opponent in one turn. It was really exciting, but the more I played it, I found that going for the OTK was often very risky if you're not properly set up first. If your opponent could block, you may not have enough resources to finish them. If your opponent counterblasts, you may not have enough resources to finish them. If you just hit the wrong security, you may not have enough resources to finish them. So I started thinking other ways to play the deck where I could win more matches without so much risk. And that's when I realized that maybe I misunderstood what developers meant by Mineral OTK deck. My first impression was very naively that, oh, you make this one stack with Pyramidimon, and if you have enough sources, namely 6, you swing 3 times and you win. That is not correct for the reasons I listed before. So instead I started to think of ways that I could be more disruptive to my opponent and make it so that I could not only keep Pyramidimon on the board for longer to disrupt plays for my opponents, but also set up additional resources that would be useful in case plan A doesn't work. You can always fall back on plan B. So I didn't really change the recipe of the deck all that much. As you can see, this is mostly a pure mineral deck. Just ignore this guy. Yeah. What I did change was my playstyle. So instead of going for a one-turn kill as soon as I was able to get Pyramidimon on board, I started to think of how I would keep him around and annoy my opponent with him. I will link this deck list in the description. Also, it's right there on screen if you want to pause and you just copy it. But I want to very quickly go over some key cards in this deck. First, our Digitama is 4 copies of the EX8 Tumblemon. This guy, believe it or not, is your main combo piece. You are going to be recycling it often, multiple times in a turn in some cases, since Pyramidimon and our Tamer's effects allow to add a card with rock or mineral resources, not necessarily a Digimon. I actually was playing a match earlier against Pyramidimon, and I had this guy played against me, recycle on the same turn 4 times, which is actually on the higher end. It's kind of crazy. Then the promo Landramon is definitely an MVP for the deck. On evolution or start of main phase, it lets you remove a card from any Digimon sources as the cost to search top 3, add a mineral or rock trade Digimon to either your hand or its sources, and then put the rest on top or bottom of the deck. This means that if you remove a Tumblemon, for instance, from any Digimon on board, mind you, the evolution of this Digimon only actually costs 1 memory, since you gained 1 back while letting you search, and also sets your stack up without the Digivolve effect, which in my opinion is the strongest effect from form of control currently in the game, due to how little counterplay exists against it. The BT4 Gogmamon is a really good card that lets you remove sources from your stack on demand for no cost, with its non-once per turn Digiburst effect, meaning that on top of getting 2k extra DP per activation, you are triggering any inherited effect you want to as you trash the sources out. So if you trash out Tumblemon, you gain memory. Trash this out, you get to the Digivolve something, so forth and so forth. And not this one, but rather this one, sorry. Then Pyramidimon is obviously your main win condition. Its fragment ability gives it decent staying power with a great trigger for your inherited effects, and combining it with its signature option card makes it almost unremovable. With enough setup, simply reaching Pyramidimon can win you the game, though in most situations keeping it around for a turn will cement your advantage and further guarantee you win the game. It's important to remember that every time Pyramidimon's effect is activated to unsuspend and give it security attack +1, it is also trashing 3 sources who can activate their effects, and you get to sequence them however you like. Both your Close Tamers allow you to build up your stack with the pieces Pyramidimon needs to both disrupt your opponent and also end the match. The EX8 Close is more immediately impactful since it adds 2 sources to the stack on evolution, while the Promo Close is more consistently useful as it triggers every time a source is trashed from a Digimon, but only adds 1 source back to them. Predicting what effects you will need during your turn and your opponent's next turn is key to using these 2 correctly to prevent opponent interruption while disrupting them in turn. If you're unsure, as learning this takes some practice, the Digivolve and Memory Gain are usually a pretty safe bet. Just be mindful of the other effects you could be gaining instead that could get you out of difficult situations. Finally, there's Zofr Kabus, which honors its name by making you hit like a train by adding 3 KDP, Collision, Piercing, and Reboot, which turns Pyramidimon into a combat-based board wipe that also clears out your opponent's security at the same time. That's not even the best part, because Zofr Kabus also gives you immunity to be returned to the hand or deck, meaning that if your opponent wants to get rid of Pyramidimon, they now have to either send it to security, the Digivolve it, or delete it. Most decks can't send the Digimon to their opponent's security, that's mostly a Mastermon thing. And against the Digivolve, there's not much to do in general, but that's like, for most decks, there is no counterplay to the Digivolve. And also, that is a pretty premium form of removal that not all decks have access to. And if they try to delete Pyramidimon, you can fragment as many times as its sources allow it to, and that means every time you are firing up to 3 effects back at your opponent for the disrupting their place. Very few decks can handle this, and for those who do, it requires your opponent to be very smart about playing around all those effects. So with this card paired with Pyramidimon, you're almost always at a massive advantage. Also, I do want to address the 1 copy of ShadowSeraphimon Ace. This is mostly because I don't like just running 4 level 6 Digimon, and out of the available options, I think ShadowSeraphimon is the best black color level 6 Ace Digimon. I have also tested Landramon Ace, and I think it's also a good alternative, especially in some more aggro matchups like perhaps like Kabuterimon, since they like to swing after the memory has passed over to your side. Landramon Ace just stops that. So yeah, that's a really good option too. There's other level 6 Digimon in general that you could fill this spot with. This is more of a level 6 flex spot, and you can just fill it in with any card of your preference. Again, this is just, I don't like just running the 4. So anyway, I am now gonna jump into gameplay so you can have an idea of what this deck can do. Also, just so you know, this footage was recorded during a time on DCGO when both Pyramidimon and Zofr Kabus were bugged. Pyramidimon would not trigger its when Digivolving effect, while Zofr Kabus would give collision to all Digimon, including the opponents. That has now been fixed on DCGO. So when you hear me rant about that, just know that this happened before then. The DCGO fellas are doing a fantastic job and they've already fixed that. So yeah, just a heads up. Anyway, enjoy the gameplay. Thank you very much. Goodbye. Okay. So here we go. It's a pretty decent hand. Gonna keep that. And I'm going second. So I guess we'll see how much memory my opponent gives me. don't love seeing purple. Hate seeing that. I am very scared. Okay, I think this is Virus Imperial Dramon because of the Dino Beamon. So maybe I'm not too terrified. I don't fully know what this deck does. I know it's a somehow old deck, so it's probably alright. With 2 memory though, I think I will Digivolve in Racing. And then I'll play Sunarizamon to 4, choke my opponent to 1, and grab a Gogmamon, because I will need to bottom everything else. Yeah, something like that. That's fine. I needed a level 5, so that's perfectly okay. I think this turn we're gonna hatch. We're going to immediately swing security with Gotsumon, hope that we lose. We don't lose security battle, there's no battle. And instead we give our opponent a missed memory boost. It's not what you wanna see, but that's alright. We Digivolve into Landramon. And with Landramon's Digivolution effect, we will play a Close. And then we will Digivolve. We could choke our opponent to 1, but they do have main memory boost. So I guess that kind of is more reason too, right? It would be a blocker, but it's suspended. I think we will just Digivolve into Gogmamon here. We leave a blocker on the field. If it dies, it replaces itself. And it's a pretty large blocker, so hopefully... People play a lot of weird decks in DCGO, so... We're going to Shadowramon. Shadowramon is going to Digivolve Wormmon into Zofrmon. Triggering effect. I don't think they wanna activate that effect. Yeah, they didn't, okay. Instead, they are DNA Digivolving. Okay, the Digimon played by this effect gains Rush. Do I want to block? Yeah, not really. My opponent adds Imperial Dragon Mode to hand. Oh, and DNA Digivolves with end of turn Digivolution here. Choose one of their Digimon, delete all other Digimon, then Blitz. So on deletion effect will trigger. Yep. I get to thrash 1 card and then draw 2. Perfect. Alright. Activate on deletion effect. We will be playing Landramon onto the field. Hatching and gaining 1 memory from Close. Up to 3. We'll be Digivolving and Racing. Next. We have 2 lines of play here. We could develop in Racing. Or we can develop on board. Developing on board will get me there quicker, but there is a good chance that my Digimon get taken out. I will only have 2 sources. Oh well, plus Pyramidimon's effect, I suppose. Can I gain blocker? Yes, I can. I will try it. We'll Digivolve into Gogmamon here. And when attacking, the Digimon gets then what you might Digivolve into fighter mode. This retaliation. We'll Digivolve into Pyramidimon. We'll commit to display. I don't know that this is the correct play, but I do want to get some board presence. We will, yeah, we're not able to use it when Digivolving effect, but we will be placing 3 cards as sources. Want that to gain blocker. So now we have blocker and we're able to redirect an attack onto Pyramidimon. Where the deck gets complicated is when you make decisions about what sources to place down. You gotta think of what your opponent may want to do during their turn and how you can sort of shut that down. You're going to be swinging, likely gonna be Digivolving into fighter mode. That's fine. I have the ability to redirect the attack into myself if I need to. 2000 DP. It goes into fighter mode Ace. Okay, well, you can't really do anything against that. I do get a memory setter. So now I'm gonna start my turn at 4 memory, which is pretty nice. With 4 memory and the Digitama, this goes. I go to 3. I don't have another Pyramidimon. Is the one problem here. Sorry about that. Right, we'll go into Landramon. Activate Landramon's when Digivolve in effect by trashing Tumblemon from sources. I will be adding Pyramidimon to my hand. I would like to place those cards at the top of the deck actually, and I would like to draw ShadowSeraphimon Ace. We will be gaining 1 memory. we will be activating Close's effect to add a source back into Landramon. And since we need to extend our plays, we'll be adding the Tumblemon back. Now we'll activate Close, the other Close. And we will be adding... I would really like to do Digivolve that Digimon actually. Like a lot, a lot. You know what? How much memory? Okay. We are going to Digivolve into... Actually, we're gonna Digivolve into Proganomon. And then we're going to go into Pyramidimon and activate Pyramidimon's effect. We will remove wait, what? Huh? Wait, what? What about my Digivolving effect? Oh, I think it's bugged. Aw, man. No shot. No shot this thing is bugged like that. Man, that sucks. Bro, that sucks. I can't make this video now. I'm a little pissed, but my opponent just gave me their turn, so that's pretty nice. I'm just pissed that the Pyramidimon effect is not working. Hey, I'm okay with my opponent giving me their turn. Okay, so to explain what happened, my opponent had first of all, my plan was to activate Pyramidimon's effect on evolution. I'm gonna go show this at the deck creation. Okay. So I was gonna use Pyramidimon's effect when Digivolving by trashing any 3D evolution cards with a mineral or rock trait from your Digimon. This Digimon unsuspends and gains secure attack +1 for the turn. You don't have to be suspended to activate this. You can just activate this when you Digivolve and gain secure attack +1. I was going to do this to remove three sources, sorry, from my Digimon, and those sources were going to be Landramon, like another Landramon, and Tumblemon. So, or even or even maybe Proganomon. I don't remember. I think I had the idea to digivolve my opponent. It was at least twice, but I think I had the idea to digivolve him thrice. What happened is that I'm pretty sure the card is bugged in this simulator, so I ended up not being able to do that because the when digivolving trigger missed, and so I wasn't able to do that. However, my opponent is probably not familiar with my deck, or didn't check my sources, most likely. They decided to swing into Pyramidimon to be able to, I'm assuming, to be able to finish combat safely, because they were swinging in with 15k, I believe. So even if they don't leave me because I fragment, they get to send my Pyramidimon to the bottom of the deck at the end of the attack. However, because Pyramidimon would have been deleted in the battle, fragment triggers and allows me to thrash 3 sources. So I trash exactly what I was gonna thrash anyways. The Digivolve memory +1, and by doing this, my opponent had 4 memory that I had given them because I Digivolved into Pyramidimon from 0 memory. I have now gained 4 for Overflow +1 from Tumblemon. I have gained 5 memory, so I stole the turn back. The reason this triggers before the opponent's end of attack effect is because the trigger for Pyramidimon is when it will be deleted for fragment. Trash the cards, and then these cards trigger for their inherited effects is when effects trash these cards. So this happens, this is a new trigger that is happening immediately because of fragment. So it actually happens before my opponent's effects, even though their effects, even though it's their turn and their effects should have priority, because the timing that the trigger of my effect is newer, it happens first. So yeah, that's what happened. That specific interaction was correct. That played out like it should have, and it allowed me to steal my opponent's turn and then, you know, have 4 memory available to myself to do whatever I wanted to do. I was probably gonna kill him that turn, to be fair, when they surrendered. Yeah, I was gonna do that pretty much during my turn. Oh well. Alright, welcome back. This is match number 3. I don't know why I said it like that. I'm Latino. Number 3. I can't speak Spanish. And this hand looks weird, but I'm gonna keep it because never mind, I am gonna mulligan because I pushed the wrong button. It's fine, this hand is fine too. My god, I'm just here saying how I'm gonna keep that hand and immediately mulligan it as I am doing. The hand was fine. I was allowed to pretty much do this, Digivolve back here and then play another Sunariza in the front and get value that way. Instead, I'm gonna Digivolve here twice, get a bit of card advantage early game. Then I'm gonna throw a Gotsumon to the battlefield and I'm gonna just suicide this guy next turn. Usually you don't wanna go into Gotsumon X over Gotsumon. Like, not in the early game, because you can crash this into security and gain value that way. Mysterious Memory Boost is interesting, because I'm seeing a blue deck, but this reveals 1 less than red memory boost, or not than blue memory boost, sorry, but it allows you to get a red one. Yeah, I don't know what red card they're playing, or if they just like the art better. That could be. I think I'm gonna stay in racing, and I'm gonna just hope that Gotsumon dies in security. Thank you. With Gotsumon being deleted, I can activate its effect and trash Gogmamon to draw 2 cards. This is perfect. Yeah, I suppose I'll Digivolve here. I have a Scramble. That's nice to see when I'm going into Pyramidimon. Not close yet, which is pretty bad. You are somehow relying on your tamers in this deck. Yeah, don't love to see that, but I wish I had kept the hand that had one. But hey. Oh, I kind of placed myself perfectly there. You can see my securities pretty well. You can kind of see my rightmost hand card. Oh, hold on. You don't need to see my name. There we go. Alright, cool. Are we coming out of racing? We're gonna Digivolve for 3. We do have, I mean, it's gonna be bugged again, right? Okay. We could also just Digivolve for 4. But I think setting up the Scramble it's just good, right? Yeah, we're gonna use Scramble to Digivolve. Oh, I realized I could have Digiburst to trash the effect even if this doesn't trigger. Yeah, this didn't trigger. Hate to see that. That's fine. I guess I could have played around it by using the Digiburst, but this is okay. Usually by the 3rd match I'm a little tired, so I'll start forgetting my effect. Passing 1 memory to the opponent is not bad. My alternate play was, I guess, playing Gotsumon to the board, which would have passed 3 memory, with Wisteria, Memory Boost, and Mental Training. Maybe this is just the better play. You don't want to overextend. Choking your opponent is important in a lot of cases. It didn't crash, right? No, it's still, the background is moving. I guess my opponent is thinking? I hope they haven't left. There was this one time where I guess my opponent just got up and never came back. We were thinking, okay, now we're good. This game doesn't, well, this simulator doesn't have a timeout timer yet for player turns, so yeah, people can slow down a bit. We're going into Landramon from BT18. I don't know what this card does. Reveal the top 3 cards of your deck. Among them, add to the hand or place as many of your blue Digimon bottom 2 cards, 1 Digimon. Oh, okay. Interesting. So, wait, what? Add to the hand or place as many of your blue Digimon bottom illusion cards. Oh, I see. Interesting. What happened? Okay. We'll use Return a Black Digimon. Oh no, I don't have any. I don't think I've used Scramble in this sim before, so that was the first time I seen the trigger. I think we draw twice. We're gonna go Gotsumon for 0. Love to see another Pyramidimon just in case. Go Gotsumon X for 0. Okay, love to see a defense training so I can pass the turn with low, for a low cost. And here my opponent has 4 securities. I have 7 sources. Technically I could try to go for game. We'll see. We'll see. I'm inclined to do it actually. Because I'm gonna be left standing regardless. We're gonna trash 3 sources. Unless I get Sunarizamon aced, I guess. That could happen. I'm about to gain memory. This thing is a cost 5. So I won't get lit on my effects. I do have 2 Gotsumons, I guess. I don't really need to. Sure. I guess I would have gotten counter blasted there if they had one. So let's try. Try to go for game. This next swing is gonna be 12k instead of. Actually, no, it's gonna be 13. Yeah. Alright, well, this doesn't showcase what I wanted to show you guys, which is like you just play slower, but I guess sometimes you get the OTK. Sometimes you just get the OTK and you take it. You know what? When the OTK is right in front of you, you take it. That's all I'm saying. Alright, I don't know what to say about that last one. It just kinda... Yeah. Anyways, I'm gonna leave it there for now. Maybe I'll record another one tomorrow, we'll see.